their breakfast was the most killer breakfast in the South Hills. The one cuisine that I don't crave. Some crab rangoons can be pretty bland and there's not a ton of flavor going on.
What's going on? I'm Chance from Keep Pittsburgh Built, and welcome to the third installment of Chance Encounters. And boy, do we have a doozy today. We are recording live from the beautiful Sally Ann's downtown. You can get great breakfast, great brunch, and we are enjoying coffee with a wonderful guest today. You know her as Anna Eats. She has over 170,000 followers. She's the food connoisseur of this city and potentially beyond. Her celebrity is gaining more and more traction. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the table, Anna Eats, PGH.
Hey. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
For sure. Cheers. As we enjoy our Sally Ann's coffee.
Yeah, my fun Fruity Pebbles latte and your boring hot coffee.
My 36-year-old boring coffee.
That's okay.
But no, yes, thanks again for joining us. This is a real treat, just like coffee.
Yes.
But let me get started real quick. So off the rip, give me your 3 top restaurants in the city. Go.
Okay, so.
In order.
No, I can't do that.
Okay.
I can't do that in order. But Thai food is like my love language. Okay, like Asian food and Thai food, that's all that I ever want. It's all that I ever crave.
Yeah, my research told me this.
Okay, so the Dancing Crab Thai Noodle House.
Gotcha.
They have 2 locations. One of them is in the South Side.
Yeah.
One of them is in Dormont.
Okay.
I prefer the Dormont location. So good.
Yeah.
Bomb Thai food.
Okay.
Okay,
Gotcha.
So that's one. Not in any particular order. Okay, Pusidi's Garden is just a must try. If anyone is coming outside of the city and they're like, where should I go to eat? I tell them, try to get into Pusidi's Garden. It's like elevated Thai food. Fantastic. Have you been there?
Yes, and it's tough to get into, so it's like...
It is and it isn't. Yeah. If you download Resi...
Shout out Res.
Yeah. Not sponsored. You can get in pretty easily if you turn on cancellation notifications. That's my trick. Booked like 3 in 1 week doing that.
Say less. Oh, we getting gems already.
Yeah. Okay. This is really hard for me to like put one in the third slot because I could go on for days and tell you about restaurants that I love.
Yeah.
But thinking downtown, if you're really looking for something like right in the center of downtown, Bebe's Kitchen, right on Liberty Avenue. Yeah. They have very delicious Korean food. It's like more elevated and modern Korean.
Yeah, their fried chicken is...
Their Korean fried chicken with the honey wasabi sauce.
Amazing.
I dream about that.
Yeah, when I lived downtown, it got bad. I would get it like every day.
It's so good. Yeah, and their japchae noodles.
Yeah.
Mixed with that.
Okay, so that's top 3, right?
Top 3 right now. Like that list, my top 3 changes, I feel like, all the time. But Thai food, the general theme is Thai food, Asian food. You know, that's my vibe.
Okay, so I think I already know the answer. So my second question, rapid fire. Top place to get crab rangoon.
My answer's in there. Yeah. The Dancing Crab Dormont, so they add like an element of curry into their crab rangoons that you just get a very little hint of. So it adds a lot of extra flavor. Whereas like, you know, like some crab rangoons can be pretty bland and there's not a ton of flavor going on. Like the sauce brings the flavor and that's not how it should be. Like the crab rangoon itself should be flavorful too.
Yes.
So the curry component in there is
just a nice touch. Is the
fire, and they're light and crispy. You can like break them apart real easy. That's my method. What's your method to eat a crab rangoon?
Pretty much chomp the corner.
So you have no method.
I go right it.
Okay, that's fine. I'm a corner breaker. If it's a 4-quarter.
So neat, yeah.
You know?
Okay, everybody. I didn't know there was a crab rangoon method, but obviously I know
there
now.
Has to be. Yeah, if you're doing it right, there is.
But those get me in trouble too, because I can snack on those and go. Like, nice movie and keep it going.
They're not good for you, but that's okay.
Yeah, they taste good for you, goddamn.
Yeah.
But basic, what's your least favorite?
It's not like I don't like it. I do like it occasionally, but it's the one cuisine that I don't crave often. It's Indian food. I really don't crave that. However, I do know my favorite Indian spot is Cafe Delhi in Carnegie. It's very delicious. So like I have a go-to Indian spot. I might not crave it all the time.
So, and yeah, I don't get a lot of Indian either, but like...
It's just not my flavor profile. that's not where I lie.
I feel out of the loop with Indian food. I get the curry and the pita, but I never really dive in deep into anything else.
Cafe Delhi has delicious veggie samosas. And now that I'm thinking about it, now I kind of am craving it. Yeah, with like a really good plum sauce and like a cilantro. I don't know. It's like, have you seen those sauces that come with samosas? They're purple and green, and you pour them over it. Oh.
You don't dip, or you just...
No, you do not dip. You pour them over.
Oh.
There's methods to all of that.
Yeah, we got Anna Eats on the pod. Okay, so let me... you're obviously big in Pittsburgh. So what's a spot that you would say that you love outside of Pittsburgh to eat at? That someone from Pittsburgh going out of town, what would you suggest?
I love Oak Hill Post in Brookline. Now, right now they're going through a menu change, so they're not doing breakfast anymore. So they're shifting into dinner service. They haven't done that yet. They're currently closed. However, that's another recommendation. When people are coming from out of town, their breakfast was the most killer breakfast in the South Hills. If you have not had it, oh my God. And it's unfortunate you won't be able to, probably, but their breakfast burrito changed my life.
So like, I'm noticing your food. Where did this love, I mean, we all have to eat. Like we all eat to survive. We all love food, but like where did this real love for food come from? Was it
family? My family.
Yeah.
Sure. I have a family of foodies. So my mom's side, we are Syrian Lebanese. So I have kind of that influence growing up. My Nana would make the best grape leaves and just the best Middle Eastern food at home. And then my dad, who passed away when I was younger, but he was like top-notch cook. So like for holidays and things like that, he would show out and he would just do like the filet mignon and the bacon wrapped scallops. And just, I grew up in a foodie family. My mom, I love her cooking so much. I've said this before on another podcast. Like I want her to cook for me more.
Yeah. Cool. Can you cook? Are you good?
I can cook. I'm getting into it a little bit more. Like I need recipes and things to really guide me through. Like, so I don't, I like perfection when I'm cooking, so I like a good recipe, but...
I'm a big HelloFresh guy. Like if I can follow it T for T, we're good. We're in good business.
I do love to cook. It's like a form of meditation for me almost, I'm finding. Like I love like chopping vegetables and just like sitting in my thoughts.
Yeah, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but like that gets like, is that something that you will share more of on the brand side? Like kind of like, what does Anna Eats? What does she cook?
What is she cooking? Anna cooks?
Like, is that something that will be a part? Oh my!
Anna cooks.
I think we just got it right there.
I don't know if there's enough interest for that.
Cut it out.
Like, okay. Also, here's another problem. My kitchen is teeny tiny. Like, it's so hard to film in there. I've tried. Yeah. Like for my market district videos and things like that. When I'm like whipping up recipes, and that's like kind of how I integrate that in. Mm-hmm. It's hard. Because my counter space is very limited. Yeah. So maybe if I like move and get a larger home, I will do that and explore that.
Yeah, because
big goals, big dreams.
Yes, because I think that would definitely be some content that would definitely hit. So what do you think about the Pittsburgh food scene? Like we're like overall, like I don't know how much you've traveled, but like how do you think our food scene compares to?
So it's unfortunate. I was not a huge traveler growing up. Yeah. My family, we didn't travel a lot, and I still I told someone this yesterday. I've never been on a plane. Like I've never been out. Right. I mean, I've been like all over the East Coast by driving.
Are you scared to get on the plane?
I'm not. Oh. It's just like I think it was always a matter of like time and not having the time to go travel somewhere and.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But now I have the time and I'm gearing up. Yeah. I have like this app on my phone that's like a flight radar app. I'm obsessed with tracking flights.
And not getting on.
Yeah, but back to your question. Even though I don't have that influence of like other areas too much, I think our food scene is diverse and fantastic.
Yeah. I would agree.
Would you agree? Like, I feel like you can get whatever you want here. Now, in comparison to some bigger cities, of course, I'm sure it's more limited. Yeah. Like, if someone moves here from New York or from LA, I'm sure they're thinking, oh, she's tripping. She's, doesn't know. But I think that we have come a long, long way too.
Oh, for sure. And that's like the biggest thing. Like when I've had friends come into town, like they're like, oh my God, like they're from New York and people from wherever. And like they genuinely like, yo, I love your food scene. I love Lawrenceville. Like they love just the little pockets.
We do have pockets. Like you can pretty much like Mount Lebanon, Dormont, Brookline, Lawrenceville, Strip District, South Side, anywhere that you go, there's bound to be at least 5 to 10 very good spots.
Oh yeah. So I think even though you haven't traveled and been on a plane yet, like
someone want to get me on a plane?
I think, you're like, our food scene holds up a lot. And I'm lucky to be a part, and that's how, you're doing the great job you're able to do.
Yeah,
so.
I'm having fun out here. Yeah.
But before we get too deep, we're going to get some nice Sally Ann pastries on the table, all right? Beautiful pastries. Cheers again.
Okay, cheers.
Let's try these out.
What is this? It's like a little summer treat.
Yeah, where are you originally from in this area?
So, South Hills, since I was born. Gang. I grew up in Cannonsburg.
Yeah.
Went to Cannon Mac.
Hey, wait, the Big Mac?
For kindergarten.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referencing.
No. A little bit. And then moved out near Robinson area. Went to Montour.
Montour.
Yeah,
Fun.
Montour grad.
This is such a side note. Do you remember the reality show that Montour used to have, like the reality football show?
No.
Oh my God. When I was growing up, there was a reality football show with Dick Butkus. He came back to coach the Montour football team.
Okay.
And it was on ESPN, and they were in the homes of players.
Interesting.
This was like 2007.
I'll have to look it up.
Look it up. Yeah, random as hell, but like
Only Montour?
only Montour. Yeah. It was Bound for Glory. I forget what the show was, but check it out. It was Dick Butkus. He came to coach him. It was a whole thing.
That's interesting. Cool.
Okay, so Montour Spartan.
Yeah.
So did you go to school anywhere near here, or did you go to?
So for college, I started out at the University of Dayton. Wasn't my fave. So then I went to Allegheny College. I transferred, finished my time there, loved it. Got my master's at Point Park.
Oh, right downtown. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Give me the thought process of how did you see social media? How did you know you could fit into space? Like, take me through how this all got started.
To be honest, I didn't know I was going to fit in the space. I had no idea that it was going to blow up the way that it did.
Yeah.
So I was looking back on my, my normal Instagram, my personal Instagram, which is I Want a Crab Rangoon, by the way. I was looking back and I saw a post from April, I think it was like April 14th, 2021.
And that's when the page started, 2021.
Yes. And so I had on that post, I had tons of pictures of food that I just had built up in my camera roll. And I was always sharing those photos to my story for my friends to see oh, this is what I ate today. It was just something that it was natural to me already. I love food and my family does too. So especially my sister and I, we were always going to food trucks and just exploring what Pittsburgh has to offer. So that caption was maybe I should start a food page. And I saw I did an edit at the bottom of the caption. It was go follow Anna Eats Pittsburgh, because I just made a food page, whatever. And from there, it was easy for me because it was just something that I was already doing. I love photography. I love, Instagram has grown into more of a video space too. So I think that kind of shook a lot of people, but I learned to love that side of things too. Okay. I love editing videos, but it started out, as carousels and just still photos, which I also love to edit too. So it just came naturally, and it was something that I enjoyed as a little side hobby. Friends were always asking me where to eat, and coworkers were asking me where to go, and that's just kind of how it shook out.
I was telling you, I felt like I was really, really, really late to the party, and my girlfriend put me on. She was, "You don't know Anna Eats?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so." It's I got a bad memory, but I don't think. And yeah, she put me on. I was like, holy cow. And
shout out to her.
Yes, yeah. Shout out to my baby. But, and I saw your page and I was like, man, this is I told you, everyone's kind of doing their best impression of your page. So when did things change? When did things change to
I remember exactly. So you'll see on my page, I have if you go to my Reels tab, I have 3 pinned Reels. And one of those was the one that kind of blew. So my boyfriend and I, we went to Thai Cottage just as like a date night, and I filmed it. I wasn't even thinking like, in that moment, I wasn't thinking like, I'm going to turn this into a date night reel. It just so happened that the footage was so like, it was very well lit and like romantic. And I was like, okay, that'll translate really well. So I tried it, and then it just went like, I got 1 million views, and I was like, okay, so let me keep doing that.
Yep.
That was one of the first reels that I made. And I look back on that reel and I'm like, oh. Like I look back and I'm like, ew. Like it's so choppy, and it's not with the music in the right way. And like, it is, but it's not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, of course, of all the things to go viral. Yeah, it's like not perfect. But now, like, so from that point, I just kept going with that, and things just kind of escalated from there.
And once that video hit, how did you know what, pattern to follow?
That's when I realized that Reels were it. So Reels were the way that people's accounts were starting to boom.
Yeah.
And people were pissed about that because it forced them to switch. And that's hard. Creating Reels is not easy.
Long time.
Takes a long time. And if you're a perfectionist, it's like, I look at a reel for 3 hours.
Yeah, that 15 seconds can take
a long time. What was your original question? Remind me.
Oh, no. So when did you know, from that point, was it just you researching to like?
Okay, so my point was Reels were like going crazy at that point. So I was like, let me stay consistent with Reels because that's what's bringing followers to people's pages. And that's what was happening at that time.
Okay.
Things have changed. The Instagram algorithm has definitely switched up.
Yeah.
So it's not like you create a reel and it goes viral anymore. That's just not how things are happening anymore. But if you caught on at that particular time, that's when my account the growth was crazy with each reel. And I could see in my insights that that's why my page was gaining growth, because those reels were reaching the explore page and just like reaching so many of my non-followers that were then following. My follower count at that time was going up by 1,000 a day. And I was like, what is happening? Like, it was like 20K, 30K, 40K each month. Like, I saw a 10K increase at least.
So what do you think the formula, do you think, what do you think the key component is? Is it your personality mixed with how you make the food look? Like, what do you think the secret sauce is? Or do you even know? Is it just...
Like we said, it's hard to make a reel, right? And like, I feel like some people are better at that than others. And just because if it comes naturally to you and you know how to make it flow in a way that catches people's attention, rather, you come across a reel sometimes and it's like, you just scroll by it because it doesn't catch you.
Right.
You have to catch people. You have to have a tagline that people want to know more about and make it relatable to them. So like in this Pittsburgh space, you'll see me come out with like a shot of Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Duh. Right then and there, you have a whole audience that's like, oh, I live here. Wait, let me look at that.
Even if they move.
Correct. And right. And so I think it's about catching people's attention, but also maintaining it.
Right.
And so you have to be good at
adjust with the times.
Yeah, you have to make things smooth and look polished. And I settle for nothing less than perfection.
And that's how most good creators are, and that's why they come out with the best product. You just
drives me freaking nuts.
Yeah, you just said everything. The production here said before, like, it's got to hit off the rip, so everything you're saying is correct. And now, like, with that following, people like, how has this newfound celebrity been? You just told me before you got here, someone recognized you in the garage.
Yeah.
And someone from you say Mississippi.
Yeah.
And so you got people coming in town from your recommendations and knowing where to go. So like, how has this celebrity been or influenced you? Or is it weird? Like, tell me how that's been.
At first, I was like tripped out by it because people were like, they started asking me for like pictures and like stuff like that, and I was like, because my perception of myself is not that.
Yeah,
it's like very much like I am just a girl. I'm just a girl, you know? And it's surreal to know that I have that kind of impact on my communities, though.
From this platform.
I mean, like, that touches my heart so much, and it makes me feel like I was put in this space to do this for a reason. And so it's, at first I was like, whoa, like, what's going on?
Yeah, for sure.
But now I'm like, wow, that's incredible. It's amazing, like, that people know who I am and want to see me and get to know me. And I love that now. I think that that's super impactful and shows my impact on our community.
Man, that's some beautiful stuff. And like we were talking about before, you have your tough days of mental health days where you need to disconnect, but those little moments always remind you, it's like, all right, I am contributing to society and community.
Social media is not for the weak, and I think, like, you probably know that as well. You can have 99.9999% positivity rolling through, and then that one comment can really stir your day up. And so it's been a real growth process for me mentally as well, to be able to think and realize, like, I can't control what other people do, say, or think. I can only control how I react to those things. So that is a huge growth piece that I've learned through this too. Social media is, even like, you're thinking like, whoa, what are they criticizing you on in a food space? Oh, they'll find a way.
Once you get to a certain following, I think, you can see people's, jealousy, misery, whatever. It comes to light, but it's just, and that's the only thing you kind of see. You see so many good comments, and that one,
you just see that, and it's like amplified in your brain for forever.
But I mean, like it's just going to keep coming with, how much you grow this brand. And as we end, let me ask, like, what's coming up for the brand? And if you can give me, it might be secret, I don't know, but what are your next plans of expansion, if any?
So I really don't have any like real and concrete expansion plans, but a dream of mine, though, is to travel. I mean, like, get on a plane and go to New York. I want to try some New York pizza and bagels, and I just want to travel to different areas, mainly in the States, but also outside of the country too, eventually, to just add in here and there, like, or it could be like a branch off into like Anna Travels and tries this, because when you have an Anna Eats Pittsburgh page, it's pretty, you're in a niche and you're there, but I could always branch off and do some travel stuff too. That's always been on my mind.
Yeah, because I think at this point, people trust your word when it comes to Pittsburgh, and of course Pittsburghers travel. So like, if that is the case, I think, Anna Eats was here in New York. I think they'll trust your word on what you feel is good and everything like that.
So I hope so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be beautiful to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm really excited, and I think the insights you gave today will help a lot of people in their social media journey and what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anna Eats, thank you so much for joining Chance Encounters, the third installment.
Yay.
I couldn't have picked a better person. But yeah, thanks for sharing your story. I can't wait to see your growth in the brand.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Of course. And that'll do it. Chance Encounters, episode 3, Anna Eats. I'm Chance. Keep Pittsburgh dope. Until next time, peace.